What's up, everybody? Welcome back to BSL16. We are down to our final match of the day for this round of 8 round robin series. It's going to be Big Bad OyA going against Sziky in a Protoss versus Zerg matchup, man. And Nio, I know I'm excited to check this one out, man. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, this should be really good because Sziky had a really good, even though he ended up losing the series versus Bonyth. I mean, the games, especially the power bond, was unreal. I mean, just insane macro all over the place. The Mutas did a lot of damage. We didn't really get to see the build come to fruition on Nemesis, but at the same time, we didn't really get to see what OyA has planned for PvZ because he played a PvP earlier and he made quick work of Qiao. But you know, PvZ is a little different. Well, I mean, if you're OyA, maybe it's not a little different because he can proxy gate in the center also in that matchup.
Yeah, he absolutely can. You know, both these players taking a big L earlier today, so they got to be, kind of ready to kind of prove what they could do here. So kind of excited to see, maybe how Sziky rebounds from that earlier loss to Bonyth, maybe how OyA rebounds from the loss to QiaoGeGe. And yeah, man, I know every time these two match up, it's usually an incredible match here, and I'd expect nothing but the same once again here. But yeah, I think both of our players have made their map bans and selections. Looks like OyA started off by banning Nemesis, didn't want any of that on Nemesis. Sziky followed with a butter ban, followed by Power Bond, and then Odyssey also banned here from Sziky. So I think they're kind of just trying to get down to the more standard-ish maps as you'd expect two veterans to do. Map 1 will be Vermeer, Map 2 will be that Circuit Breakers, and Map 3 will be Sylphid if it gets that far. But yeah, both our players are ready to go here. It is Vermeer for Game 1, OyA facing off against Sziky. And spawning top right as the blue Zerg, it is StarCast Sziky.
And in the bottom left are a red Protoss. It is OyA. And you know, I feel like OyA took a break maybe a few months ago, but lately I see him streaming quite often. So it's nice to see that he's active right now. There could be like no, excuse like, oh, OyA is not in shape right now. He's definitely in shape. And we know Sziky, he's not taking a break. He's been active for, quite a while, maybe 5 seasons now. And that is a 9 pool machine.
Yeah, 9 pool, cross map, unfortunately. But still, one of Sziky's go-to favorite openers in this matchup. And he's one of those Zergs that knows how to find damage with it, right? I am not one of those Zergs. Every time I 9 pool and it's like they even somewhat have a wall resembled at their natural, I'm like, okay, they did what they needed to do here. But I mean, he is incredibly aggressive off the start with, making 8-10 Zerglings, trying to poke down the gateway, trying to deal damage to the forge, trying to slip by and find those openings to kill additional probes, harass the main. So, if you're OyA in this matchup, you really need to be seriously careful against the Sziky 9 pool.
Yeah, it really is no joke if you hide the names and you look at the link control. If you're just talking about the micro of the lings or the mutas, you could no doubt think like, oh, this might be effort or this might be, zero or something, because Sziky's control is really that top notch. And like you were saying, it's difficult to do, but when you 9 pool, you have to do something at a certain level. If you don't do anything, Protoss is just going to be way too ahead. They're just going to scale better than you because of your opener. So Sziky, he's got to do something here, even if it is just pick off a zealot or, be annoying, knock down the gateway or force more zealots than OyA wants to. But Sziky already sent out a drone to his third base because he was anticipating that his natural was going to get blocked.
Yeah, and at the same time, he does not want to stall these Zerglings. He wants to get them across the map to deal as much damage as possible, and we are seeing nothing but full respect out of OyA. Wall is up. cannon is down. 2 probes being pulled behind the Zealot line, and he is doing everything to a T that he needs to do to prevent Sziky from dealing any kind of additional damage here.
Yeah, and even though he doesn't kill anything, I feel like this was enough damage. It forced the forge, it forced a cannon, it forced 2 probes off the mineral line. If we think about the game on Nemesis, what was Bonyth's response? Yeah, I built the forge, but I don't need no cannon. That 150 minerals could have been for basically 2 more zealots. So now that scenario where Bonyth, moved across the map with 4 zealots, got drone kills, got 10 ling kills on that one single zealot, if you remember, that can't happen anymore. So Ziky's econ's not going to be disrupted. He'll be able to go into 3 hatch just as he wanted to.
Yeah, 3 hatch just as he wanted to. Overlord already building inside the main, so we're not going to be seeing any kind of supply block given their current situation here. That 3rd base hatchery already up, should be mining here shortly. The one thing I gotta say is OyA does have that Zealot slipped around the natural here, and because that natural is going to finish up second, he might not even see it walk into his main.
Yeah, I don't think he caught a glimpse of it. Did he still not see? He still didn't see it. Wow, he's probably shocked. He's like, dude, how the hell did that get out? Wasn't I right outside your base this whole time? And look at that. He definitely wasn't expecting that because he was sending back 5 of his lings. Oh, the stutter step micro snipes 1. Can he jab it from downtown? No, looks like he's not able to catch the 2nd drone.
Yeah, close on number 2 there, but no cigar. Still, though, this is where OyA wants to be when you're playing a player the level of Sziky. Ooh, Zealot might just fall now to these 2 lings, and that's fine. I feel like it's already done the damage it needed to do. It's pulled Sziky back up off the map, and OyA might even be trying to move out with an additional couple of Zealots here.
Wow, look at that ling control. Those 2 zealots were synced up a minute ago, then all of a sudden they're not synced up, and one of them almost dies, and he does die. Now he does kill 2 lings, but that was definitely not the trade that QiaoGeGe was expecting.
Yep, Sziky finding a way to kind of even things up here. Even after a decent, start slip by with that additional zealot, man, you can never really rest when you're facing off against Sziky here. Oh, we're going to a first-person view here. Look at that handsome man controlling that probe here. We got OyA just clicking away. First Corsair just about to complete. These guys are so fast, man. They're incredibly quick.
QiaoGeGe's got like 350 APM, man. And, if you watch Artosis streams and he plays somebody that micros really hard, he says, what is this, ASL? But BSL really is ASL. We've got the FP view coming in right here. I love how QiaoGeGe just lets the Overlord survive because he wants to go hunt those Overlords that are out in the center of the map. And he knows that's a guaranteed kill for him. So definitely wants to get as many Overlord kills as possible before that Spire completes.
Great call there. And we're going to see, first Corsair steaming across the map, looking for tech, also going to try to probably grab one of these far out Overlords here. Evo Chamber being produced at the 3rd here. Spire still not done, and that's going to key off to OyA. Oh yeah, I'm getting me an Overlord here. I'm actually getting me 2 Overlords. And that should be bad news bears here for Sziky.
Did he find another Overlord across the map? I think he did. Oh, he did. Okay, there we go. He is going to pop that one.
It's going to be close, but I think he'll be able to get it.
Again, another free Zealot. I mean, that's huge. Think about that. He lost 2 Zealots basically for free. This could be 6 Zealots instead of 4 with +1. I mean, doesn't sound like a big difference, but that's actually a huge difference.
Yeah, he's going to need it, though, man. That's already a supply block, and we're seeing 37 supply to the 58 of OyA.
Yeah,
looks like it's not going to be Muta.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to be Muta, or if it is, he's already spent the gas. He does have his 5th and 6th hatchery almost complete. He's got drones cycle coming in, and again, I think these Zealots might just die. Well, maybe not. Those 2 in the back that were heavily weakened end up surviving just barely. 1 Zealot just went off by himself and actually is getting a full scout off and sees that, hey, you're still building lings and not Hydra, so, maybe it is Mutas that are going to be pumped out.
Wow, great break off from that drone once again from Sziky. Definitely something that separates him from a lot of the other foreign Zergs. is just this control. Still though, OyA finding some damage, getting a drone pickup at the third base, and getting 2. Man, he's just so good. Oh, DT.
I didn't get a glimpse of that, or didn't notice if there. Okay, there is an overlord. I was wondering if there's actually an overlord there. And 2 DTs coming in. What is that? 4 Sares? If he can, okay, Scourge are in position also. Sziky really on top of it, but he doesn't. Oh, he does connect. He always splits so well. How's that possible?
I have no idea how, man, but he will at least be able to chase off and pick up this Overlord, and that's going to make the space he needs for these DTs to finally find some damage. They are weak, though. That's kind of fair to add. And actually, wow, Sziky going to stabilize here at his third base and pick up both of these DT kills.
Yeah, but OyA doing a really good job to make it chaotic. Sziky, he was forced to drone pull. He did lose another Overlord. He did kill 2 out of the 5 Corsairs, but there's still 3 alive, which is still, does have the capability to deal significant damage. But a drone cycle, Sziky really wants to just get his eco going. That's a lot of idle probes that OyA did just now fix, so that's good for him. He does have, what is this, 7 gates? But his army is really tiny now, just 4 Zealots and 2 Templars.
Still, though, I mean, Sziky unable to really make the muta that he normally would want to, just given that he's had to kind of secede this air, superiority. We only have a couple Scourge for him, no muta on the map. Actually, OyA only with the 3 Corsairs, so maybe there is still potential for Sziky to do a muta switch, and we do see 700 gas banked up, so I kind of take back what I said.
Well, we've got another move out from OyA, but this is not a fearsome army, so I don't think Sziky is really going to react to it much at all. There's still no probe movement for a third base, at least not just yet, but could be thinking about taking a third base pretty soon. We see Cybernetics is spinning, so goons are going to start popping out pretty soon.
There's actually only 2 on gas in the main for OyA, I just realized.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh, he just fixed it. Never mind, he just fixed it. Okay.
And we do have Hydras and Lings moving across. The Hydra count, what is it, maybe 8? Oh my god, another Zealot gets picked off.
He's got more at home. This is actually just to delay the third / force storms. And whenever you move out with too many Hydras, which is definitely possible as Zerg, you just end up eating storms for no reason. Oh, no way. Is he going to get this Templar? No, I guess not.
That would have been a huge pickoff.
But not able to quite force any storms out, but still big, mound of eggs producing more and more units here. For Sziky, 12 o'clock even being taken at the same time.
Sayer spots the 4th base. I don't think he can do anything about it because of that right there. 5 lurkers being morphed. I am not even sure if he has an observer out on the map. I imagine that he should, but lately I've seen more and more Protoss players really skip observers way more than I was expecting in this matchup. And yeah, he doesn't have an observer, so there's no way he can attack. And that is 7 mutas looking for those Templars. There goes one of them. Double storm. It's a double whiff.
Yeah, double whiff. Another Templar should fall here. Oh, but actually that was not a whiff.
That was really good.
Ends up picking up more and more of these muta here. And another decent storm kind of going down, grabbing a couple more Hydras. But not before Sziky able to clean up the remaining Templar and retreat.
And we do have third base up and running for OyA now, so he's going to transfer there. Meanwhile, Hydra Man in full force with the lurkers. Like I said, there's no observer, so as soon as he sees the lurkers, he has to leave. He might get caught. Okay, he does save those goons.
He actually picked up a lurker there. That was very nice focus fire from OyA with the Dragoons. But yeah, there's no way he can fight this without observer. He will try to stay. Oh, no. That was an over-committal there from OyA. And quite a few Dragoons just falling instantly to Sziky there. 4th base underway, though, from OyA. Honestly, it's not too far off from Ziky's own 4th base timing. So I feel like OyA still in a great spot to, position himself in this game. Couple cannons going down here. We're looking at the supplies, though, fairly even, which is not where you want to be if you're a Protoss playing against a Zerg.
Yeah, if Protoss can rebuild his Templar count and stave off maybe the first attack, OyA looks like he's in a pretty damn good position. He's got double forge, so he's got double upgrades coming in. The Sares get picked off, but there's not that many mutas out in the map, so not a big deal, at least not just yet. And Sziky kind of just now transferred to his 4th base, so it's not like he's had it up and running for a long time. OyA still trying to look for an opening, but I don't think there's really much of an opening anywhere. However, Sziky going, or he's still on Lair actually. I didn't see a Queen's Nest.
Yeah, no Queen's Nest quite yet, I don't believe. Second Evo just about to be up and running. Lurker's already on the high ground. Good storms though, but actually, yeah, it looks like OyA gonna be forced to back off here.
There are a lot of times in PvZ like that fight right there where I'm like, oh Zerg, you gotta run, man, and then they just stand there and fight. And I'm like, that's a huge mistake. But then all the zealots just die by these lurkers, and all of a sudden it's just goons left over.
Yeah, but he does pick up those remaining lurkers there. So, well, I mean, Sziky able to kind of rally in here, should be able to pick off both these obs, and once again hold off this 12 o'clock base. Maybe even feel comfortable enough to start moving towards top left.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's starting to get a frick ton of hatcheries, actually. I think that's his 8th hatch, the 4th base. So that's massive production. We see the Queen's Nest is almost done, so adrenaline maybe 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes away. Another big engagement, but where's the army of Protoss? I realize Storm is strong, but these are lurkers and hydras. You got to have a little bit more power to your push, I feel like. But those storms, whittled down a lot of the army of Zerg.
Yeah, he's also on, I mean, like we were saying, that even base count. That's one thing you definitely don't want if you're Zerg, right? Like, but oh man, big movement in here from Sziky, getting on top of these units, and he will easily push off this force now of OyA. That should give him the space he needs to at least take mid-right. It looks like he's taken, yep, and get to the next phase of this game here.
Yeah, and I saw in Sziky's main, he also has double evolution chamber, so he's going to have, or triple evolution chamber actually, so he's got a lot of powerful upgrades. But yeah, getting that 5th base is quite important. You can see OyA suspects that there could be a 5th base over there, so he's going to move over to that position. But unbeknownst to him, there was a counterattack, and Lurker's going to be on the high ground, but these are isolated units. I mean, that's it. It's not like Zerg can reinforce this easily.
Yeah, this is actually not the best, I want to say. At least he gets the lurkers spread and set up here, but I mean, Sziky will need to reinforce this right now, or these are just units are just thrown away, honestly.
Well, look at this genius move from OyA. He knows, hey dude, you just sent all those units that can't attack me. I'm just going to counter your 3rd base. There's really not a lot of defense here. That's one sunken. This is kind of a tiny choke, just like in the Dewalt Zhanhun game. But there is no storm, so for now I think he should be happy with just picking off a hatchery. Those zealots suicide into so many lurkers.
And Sziky now has the lurker count he needs to clean up this timing on his 3rd base. Yeah, these are forfeit Dragoons, it looks like.
The focus fire is really good, but yeah, the Hydra lurker army is way too strong, even though a lot of it was across the map. I'm surprised there was enough there to stop that attack, really, because it looked like a big amount of goons and zealots for OyA.
Well, we do have reinforcing Zerg now moving in. Ling's getting on top of this Dragoon count of OyA, and Lurkers following in as well now. But we do have the Reaver, remember. So Reaver gonna find some great shots here. Good storm as well, and this will be an easy cleanup for OyA.
He's just consistently attacking, man. He's just relentless with this assault, but can he actually bust anywhere is the question. He finds this base, what he thought was open, but hello, there's 4 lurkers there, but they can outrange, or the Reaver can outrange the lurkers, but that's a massive Ling counterattack, and those should have adrenaline. Goodbye Nexus and cannons.
Yeah, there's nothing that's going to save this base. I mean, maybe some really good storms, but still, the damage has already been done. This is only Zerglings, so it's not like Sziky really needs to have these units that much. At the same time, though, he does lose his 5th base for essentially not really much of a trade at all. But still, I think if you're Zerg, you're happy with this. You're, go 1 for 1, a mining base for a base that wasn't quite mining yet, and suddenly OyA on the back foot here.
Yeah, but he still does have 30 supply lead, but Sziky just takes another base at top left, whereas that was kind of a critical base for OyA because now he's on 1 base mining right now. He really needs to get that 3rd base up again. He's going for another counter attack. I noticed a minute ago the Lings had no upgrades, but they may have upgrades now. So he needs to be careful to move into this type of army right now. The Lings will hit really hard, so will the Hydras and Lurkers, obviously. But that's a really cost-effective trade for him right there.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Once again, these Reavers, man, just showing up in...
Oh my gosh.
Really being a powerful tool in this fight. Yeah, it looks like... Wow, Sziky picks both of the Reavers off still, though. Man, I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, but Zerg has gone under 100 supply. I don't know what number as a Zerg you're really looking for to feel like you have critical mass, but under 100 feels like there could be moments where Zerg thinks that they can win the trade, but they're just barely not at critical mass and end up, trading cost ineffectively. This hatch is going to be saved by just these Lings, so another good save from Sziky. OyA desperately trying to reinforce this. He's trying to just focus fire it down. He may get it.
Oh, it's going to be very close here. I think Zealot's just going to take it out, but I mean, still though, that's trading 500 minerals worth of Zealots. Oh, huge storm drop at the same time on one of the last mining bases here of Sziky. Look at those dodges though, incredible, incredible.
Yeah,
Dodge.
And speaking of going sub 100 supply, that put OyA sub 100 supply. And like I said, he's only on 1 base of mining right now, with the 3rd base being taken out, but now coming back online. He's going to transfer over there. He's got a good bank, but both players really slugging it out at around the 110, 100 supply mark. But no more storms really for OyA. No more goons. Right now, his standing army looks like it's 3 Zealots, 3 Archons, and a Templar. That's it.
Yeah, it's honestly not much. I guess 5 Archons, but still. There's not many Lurkers either left for Sziky here. It's a lot of Lings, 4 Lurkers. Still though, big Lurker flank coming in. Oh, getting on top of the shuttle with 4 Hydralisks as well. But actually, OyA able to control himself out of that situation.
Yeah, he clutched it right there. That Hydra almost got the shuttle and the Reaver, so really sick save from OyA to save both of them. Starting to kind of, slow down right now as both players consolidate their armies. There's no goons, well, there's 3 goons, but really technically not very many goons in the army. And there we go, I was waiting for the Defilers, and that's 5 of them right there.
Yeah, that's a bunch of Defilers. Sziky should be able to secure his 5th base now. I mean, that's really a huge turning point in this. If you think about it, Ziky's kind of been on even-ish bases with OyA the whole time, which you don't want. But yeah, OyA looks like he is going to move his way towards top left here.
No.
Lurker's getting some big shots off already.
Yeah, I thought that shuttle might just instantly die to the Scourge. I like the small Zealot counterattack on the right side, but he didn't actually click the mid-right base, so that base actually doesn't get denied. Lurkers are now repositioning, so the base is still not going to get denied now. This is going to be annoying. Darksworn plus Lings. There's no counter to this. This may put OyA all in. Also don't know if these probes will even be able to escape.
Looks like they're going to try to move, but I mean, still, these are cracklings, and yeah, this is going to force an all-out counter here from OyA. Nexus should fall at 6 o'clock. And oh my gosh, is he gonna find these? Okay, huge plague at least going down there for Sziky. I mean, but this is a lot of Protoss. At the same time, this is gonna be very scary.
Yeah, it's a ton of Protoss. There's a lot of Archons mixed in. He kills another Defiler, there's no more Dark Swarm, but those
So many
lurkers are
lurkers.
chewing through so many Zealots, and Archons unloads the Reaver and it dies! And that means it's pretty much just Archons left over.
Oh, a little bit of an unfortunate unburrow there for Sziky. Still though, Lings and Hydras rallying in from the right side here. There is a few Archons remaining, but it looks like Sziky just barely has what he needs to clean this up.
Yeah, just barely gonna hold on. And again, OyA reset down to 1 base, whereas Sziky's still sitting pretty at 3 base, actually 4 bases. He has his 30, he has mid right, he has top middle and top left all running right now. OyA's, this is crisis mode for him. He's got to make something happen. He's been desperately trying to kill bases, but really unsuccessful overall. Meanwhile, there's a small Defiler Ling army at the bottom middle that could just be annoying to deal with.
Yeah, every time OyA moves out to attack a base, there's a counter force from Sziky, it looks like. And that final remaining base here, undefended from OyA will fall.
Yep, and that's it. That puts OyA all in. He has 408 minerals, not mining anywhere, not even long distance mining anywhere. So he must win with this attack, otherwise this is Ziki's game, and he's pushing the front. There's just Lings right now, needs to save the shuttle, but it gets picked off. I don't know what was in it, but Ling should be able to clean up this army. There's really nothing that trades effectively versus the Lings except for that one Archon.
Yeah, that Defiler from the south side moving back to Plague and Dark Swarm, the remaining Dragoon Zealot force of OyA. OyA microing his heart out, as always, but it just doesn't look like he quite has the numbers he needs to finish this one off.
Yeah, with Plague kicking in now, that pretty much just eliminates all the armor upgrades that these units have. There's no Plasma Shield upgrades. He's moving into top left, but there's lurkers already set up there. They get off big shots. Ling's coming through the back, and look how much blue is streaming in from the right side. Once this army falls, we're going to see the GG any moment.
Yeah, lurkers coming in here. There was a nice storm to take out the 2 remaining lurkers at this top left base, but just the rally is so strong from Sziky. He's on so many mining bases, and looks like OyA taps out. GG is called there. Game number 1 going to Sziky.
Yeah, it was really good defense from Sziky all game long. I think a lesser Zerg would have died to OyA. Like, even if they had the same amount of macro, OyA's just everywhere, man. It's not easy to reposition top left, bottom right, because you're getting attacked at all these spots. But Sziky, he's able to hit that multitask, and OyA was just not ever able to break anywhere. Like, even when he got top right, remember when there was that counterattack to bottom middle, and OyA countered to top right? What did he get? I think he got 1 hatch, and he lost his whole army for that.
Yep, he lost his whole army, and he lost a whole other base for it. A mining base, like a key base. So, I mean, whatever it is, man, Sziky's positioning is just always in a position where he can take opportunities like that. You know, I think like a lot of Zergs would have just focused on trying to defend the, you know, the 300 mineral hatchery instead of, you know, trying to go for a win from there, turn it into like an advantageous position. But yeah, man, Sziky once again getting it done, proving why he's here in this round of 8 here, and with that, it should be OyA, you know, trying to rally back here, and it will be Circuit Breakers, so not a great map, in my opinion, for Protoss versus Zerg for game 2 here. But yeah, it's, you know, nonetheless, it should be a pretty exciting map for this matchup.
Yep, and our players are ready, so let's get in potentially to the final game of the day. Sziky versus OyA on Circuit Breaker.
I caught that, by the way. Circuit Breakers.
Yeah, I got him.
Nothing slips by me, Nyoken.
Yeah.
In the bottom right here, as the blue Zerg on Circuit Breakers, it is Sziky.
And in the top left, the one and only, it is OyA. And this just feels like it's going to be, in my opinion, Sziky's map. I think his macro is just so good. that if OyA doesn't have some type of light advantage where he's not going to get overwhelmed by Hydras coming on the high ground through the third base, the mineral only, I just don't know how he goes into a mid game or late game in any type of even balanced scenario, because Sziky, I feel like, is just going to punish him as soon as he tries and takes that base.
Yeah, I mean, as you'd expect, whenever I think of circuit breakers for this matchup, honestly, I always think of Eon Zerg. I think he's one of the foreign Zergs that truly has this map completely figured out. And like you're saying, it's a lot of Zergling counters. It's a lot of like Hydra counters. I don't even know if you like really need to get to Spire play as Zerg on this map, you know, unlike most maps, just because Protoss is forced to take that mineral only. They're going to be so Zealot heavy, you know, in that mid game. But as we see, this is going to be an overpool out of Sziky here, facing up against a 9-gate from OyA cross map. So kind of a tough position for either player to really get some significant damage done here. Seeing this first person once again from OyA, so quick, doesn't miss a thing, man. Saw that drone moving out. Oh, almost gets the block off, but you can see why Sziky is just so good.
Yeah, but if that was you, Machine, you just told me you don't let anything slip through. You would have caught that drone 100%, right?
1,000%.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have even tried to move up into the main, you know. I just would have blocked the natural. Yeah.
Yeah, even though you haven't scouted any other base, you would have just sat there. If you ever did that, I don't even know. I'd be like, there's 100% you're map hacking. There's no way. I would lose my mind.
I mean, nothing gets by me. That's all I said. Yeah, I didn't say how nothing gets by me.
Okay. Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. I map hack. Next is going down at the natural here for OyA. Looks like he is not going to go that forge, so he knows this is an overpool, not a 9 pool. Oh! Doesn't block that. That would have. If that was a machine probe, would have blocked that too. Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Oh my gosh. So nothing going in favor of OyA. I mean, I guess scouting first is a big advantage for him, but he took a lot of hits on the probe already. He's got to be careful. But that Zealot, look how dangerous a position he's in. I mean, he's just laying and waiting. As soon as you even make an inch past those bridges, he's going to be moving in. And that was good control on the Zealot to actually pick off that one Ling. Only letting in one now, that's not nearly as, you know, menacing as 2 Lings sneaking by.
Yeah, with good control, you can kill off a Zergling with probes, no problem, right? Like, Bonyth would have no problem dealing with a single Ling inside the main, I think. Oh, the hidden Zealot, though, getting caught. Sziky is... Oh my gosh, and he traps it and loses it for nothing. Unbelievable. Again,
just like last game, somehow these Lings are getting kills that they shouldn't get. And that's... What is it? Is that just one Zealot coming across the map now? I mean, it could have been 2 together, and now he's just going to run.
Yeah, gets scouted by the Overlord, and he's like, time to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Sziky Lings out on the map. Time to run. Oh, man.
And there's no... Oh, we've got 3-hatch Hydra machine. What is this, 2001?
Yeah, it's so strong on this map. Like I said, like, there's no third gas for Zerg, but you can still, like, put the pedal to the metal and, I mean, just put so much pressure on a Protoss on this map that's just forced to really rely on just 2 bases, take that mineral-only third. It's, I don't know, man. It's called Circuit Breakers for a reason.
Yeah, and first off, killing the probe and Zealot, obviously massive. It allows Sziky to make a move like this, but also losing almost no Lings. All of a sudden, he's got a decent Ling count to buffer cannon shots, while those Hydras just, you know, snap the cannon in half. He already took down the gateway 300 or 200 health. I mean, that adds up, especially when you're going for a bus. It's just going to be able to allow you to open up the natural even quicker.
A little bit of a supply block, but we are seeing I think this is likely going to be Hydra production now out of Sziky, and I think this is the pressure timing he's looking for. He's on 3 base. He's had that Hydra done for a little bit of time now to start researching, speed and all that. So yeah, I think this is going to be just Hydra pressure now out of Sziky.
Well, when he sees these Hydras coming across the map, he is going to be in full-on panic mode because I don't think he was expecting this at all. He does have a decent amount of Zealots, but you're never hitting them. And look at that. Hydras just barely out of sight. Okay, now they get intercepted by the Corsair. And look at the Zealots moved out and instantly turn around.
Yikes. Yeah, time to turn around here, make a few cannons, back up. He is definitely a little afraid here, and we're seeing it in the cannon production. Still, though, this is quite a bit of Zealots out from OyA. First one being targeted down. And actually, OyA with some incredible control here, really forcing Zerg to back up into that ramp where he can't really get great, surface area. But yeah, it looks like first cannon, has obviously been up. Second cannon going to complete here. And, I feel like already OyA's kind of done what he needed to do to survive here.
Yeah, that was a really, really good hold. He didn't even lose a single Zealot. I thought that was going to go way better for Zerg than it actually did. And, in a lot of games you see Protoss panic, put down like 7 cannons. There's no panic here. He only built 4. This felt like the perfect response. The Sair is also scouting everything. He saw that the drones were being pumped out of the hatcheries. So overall, that was just really good defense from QiaoGeGe. And look at that. I can build units too, Sziky. How is this 7-gate going to taste?
Yeah, this could be an incredible follow-up here. The one thing, with that forge being removed and no +1, that always hurts, right? It's always going to bother your timing a little bit, but at the same time, 7 gateways pumping Zealots, pumping Templar, pumping, getting that storm out, knowing that Sziky started with this Hydra play and that he will only be on 2 gas here. I think it kind of prevents Sziky from really getting any kind of key muta numbers, but who knows? Zealots getting on top of these.
He gets on top, but he focused down both of the hurt Zealots instantly. Really good focus fire right there, but Sziky is still going to have to turn around. This is still something like 7 Zealots coming at him, but the sunken placements are really well set up. I don't think QiaoGeGe will get much damage done here.
Yeah, I really like the sunken placement yet again from Sziky. He's just so good with this positioning. That's enough Hydra. He should be able to hold this no problem. Doing a good job buffering for the drones as well, allowing them to continue to mine. And yeah, it looks like OyA going to be pushed off here at Sziky's third. No, actually he's just going to throw some stones away.
I didn't see them coming from the top side. It looked like it could have been a pretty good flank, but in the end, doesn't really get much done. But nice idea. I think actually QiaoGeGe, after surviving that attack and actually saving the majority of his Zealots, could consider taking a third base off of this. He saw the lair timing. He knows there's no lurkers anytime soon. Well, there could be mutas, I guess, because he did spot the Spire, but he seems to have a big supply advantage right now.
Sziky's being so annoying with just these 6 Hydras out on the map. It's hilarious how much time this is actually taking from OyA, and we actually even see Sziky. That's got to be like a hidden base, right? He can't hope to straight up hold that right off the bat, but he does have a base bottom left now. Spire's done. Corsair is scouting the main at the exact same time. Dark Archon. Ooh.
Is TT1? Is that the TT1 unit? We were going to see a Dark Archon. Yeah. And he's going to need about a minute more worth of time so he can get that energy. But once he comes in here, if he's not careful, that could be a maelstrom that just instantly ends this muta harassment.
Yeah, that would be huge, man. Especially against the number of mutas we're seeing here. They aren't very well clumped, but either way, it is forcing Protoss to completely back up on the map here. Sziky trying to get into that mineral line. He hasn't shown the Archon yet, which is good.
I know, it's so close though, like just barely out of range. And like I said, he needed about a minute. We're approaching about 5 more seconds, and then those mutas need to get the hell out of dodge. You know, Maelstrom is an instant cast. It's not an EMP where the rocket or whatever has to fly and land for it to connect. I mean, you just point and click, and that sucker's ready to go. So these mutas might not be long for this world. I actually like how Sziky is hovering around the natural, because it makes it, once he left the natural, it makes it look like he's going to the main, which is where the Dark Archon is, but he's actually not there. Okay, now he's going to the main.
Caster curse, man. Every time something can go wrong, it will. But yeah, it looks like this is the timing OyA is looking for. 7 or 8-ish gateways down inside the main. Zealot's pushing across the map. He's done a great job not showing the Dark Archon, and Mutas might actually be trying to counter in the main here.
Oh, actually, I'm surprised that he does counter in the main instead of trying picking off Templars in the middle of the map. This OyA move out feels like a bait, like, haha, I'm out in the middle of the map, come and get me, but actually the Dark Archon's sitting there and waiting.
I'm calling it. He's going to get the Muta here. I just feel it. I mean, he's set this up so well. He has not shown this Dark Archon at all. This has to be OyA with a big Maelstrom.
He even has them just sitting back, right? Like, because he knows that's the most likely angle. Now he's obligated to show it because he still didn't show it. Okay, now he does. But he's moving up. This is a ton of Protoss, but supplies for Sziky, almost even supply, 120 to 110, but no lurkers.
Yeah, no lurkers. This could be disastrous here for Sziky. Dark Archon now getting way in the front. Oh, huge storm, huge Maelstrom going down. Doesn't quite get all of them, but gets enough. And suddenly Sziky on the back foot here.
Yeah, I don't think Sziky has enough to hold this. That was just amazing AoE with the storm and the Maelstrom. Also, Sziky was supply blocked at 119, still supply blocked. So you can see he just now starting to use those eggs. Maybe Sziky can hold on though. That Sunken is doing a lot of work. There's a lot of Hydras and there's not any more AoE left over, but the Goons really packing a punch and the Zealots soaking up a ton of hits.
We're very close to having another Storm. We can also morph another Archon, and I think there's another Maelstrom even.
Oh.
Yep, Maelstrom going down. Final Storm on the remaining Hydras here. We might have one more actually, Storm. But still, this is big damage. Getting a macro hatch as well. Sunken being focused down. I think we got one more Storm and then an Archon morph.
Yep, I think OyA's done it. There's just points in PvZ where you're just slightly below critical mass, and it seems like we've reached that point, 103 to 60. If this was like 103 to 80, I think Sziky could hold on, but 50 supply gap, that seems like it's a little bit too much. Reinforcements coming in. That's Sunken, however, it's still alive. These Hydras are really doing a good job to hold on.
Yeah, it's been a lot of damage spitting out of that Sunken. I mean, he has held on to bottom left. Bottom left has also gone unscouted, so, I mean, if there were a miraculous way to stabilize here, maybe Sziky can continue. But we even see OyA following up with his own third, looking to take his own fourth at 12 o'clock, and just continual reinforcements here.
Yeah, well, OyA was expecting bottom middle to be taken, but it wasn't. So he, of course, knows that there must be another base somewhere out on the map, but it doesn't matter because he's just going to knock this down. This is half of the production for Sziky. So whether OyA outright wins here or not doesn't really matter as long as he can get at least the main hatch. Or just kill all the units. That also works. Again, supplies are plummeting for Sziky. Meanwhile, OyA with the fourth base coming up, and again, he's just so relentless. Another Dark Archon, more Zealots, and more Templars being streamed across.
I think that's the same Dark Archon. He actually wisely retreated after he did that Maelstrom. He backed it all the way up. Yeah, it's really smart. Actually, you don't see that very often. Yeah, the lone 4-kill Dragoon just chilling here. Oh, gets another shot off.
He got 40 damage for free, man, just from downtown, hitting him with pot shots. And that Archon, or Dark Archon, I mean, yep, there he goes. He's got the energy for another Maelstrom. He's avoided the army in the center of the map. So he's actually gone unscouted to this bottom side, and he's looking to actually do the finishing blow onto this third base.
Yeah, this is just still an exposed third base here. The only Evo chamber still located at it. Ooh, Hydra coming in though from the top side. Might be able to pick off a Templar, not quite. Still, yeah, that Maelstrom is just waiting at this point. Huge Maelstrom. Storm goes down. And these Zealots just continuing to deal so much damage here.
Yeah, but
Mutas?
has Sziky done it? It was 100 to 80 a moment ago, which I said was, you know, kind of approaching critical mass. The Mutas and Hydras, they don't save the hatchery, but I mean, this type of army can start going for counterattack. You can see that OyA doesn't have an army anymore, so he can't. Okay, well, he does, but I don't think that's enough to actually continue pushing.
I don't know, man. He does have like base advantage, like, you know, with that 12 o'clock with his own mineral only. So I feel like things are just gonna get sweeter and sweeter here for OyA, but I guess we'll have to see.
Protoss' supply is quite low, despite the amount of units I'm seeing. Like, what do you think his army supply is there? Like maybe 55 or so?
Yeah, I'd say 50, 60-ish is a pretty fair guess.
Yeah, so that means that his probe count is maybe around like 45 to 50. I mean, that's not that many, whereas Zerg probably has similar econ, honestly. If he didn't lose that third base, he may actually be ahead in supply. This is a huge counterattack by the Zerg. Maybe desperation, because I don't think there's any way he can hold the natural and third base. And OyA's not going to turn around for this. He's just going to sack this and just try and end the game.
Yeah, there is 5 cannons there at that 12 o'clock. Shouldn't be enough, but at the same time, yeah, there's no Zerg left at home. OyA can just kind of give this base up, hold his mineral only, and he should be fine. Ooh, Dark Archon getting picked off there. No more Maelstrom possibilities, but GG is called there from Sziky, and that is actually going to be OyA tying up our series 1-1 here. Man.
Yeah, really sick play, because I thought that Hydra play was going to do more damage than it did, but the Zealot defense, sick. And then the DA call was perfect. You know, Sziky must have suspected that a DA was coming, because only one Corsair was shown the whole time, and he did a really good job to avoid it, even though, personally, if I was Zerg, I would have gone into the middle, because I've been thinking, haha, I just got these Templars, I know you have no Sairs, they're just dead in the water. So it was really good intuition despite never seeing it.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. As soon as, you know, OyA started moving out, I was waiting for the Mutas to try to come in and flank and pick off those Templars, but he somehow must have known. Still, it didn't matter, man. OyA, you know, had great positioning on his units, you know, good production as well, the follow-up to hold the initial Hydra timing, to get his 7-8 gateways down, pump and hit his own timing. And yeah, that was also a win on circuit breakers. When we were, you know, starting that off, we were talking about such a how it's such a strong map for Zerg in that matchup. So very well done there from OyA, taking a big win where he needed it. And now we're down to our final map here, Nyoken. It's going to be Sylphid for game number 3 here. And with that, both of our players are locked in and ready to go. Let's see OyA face off against Sziky here, game 3 on Sylphid. And spawning at the 12 o'clock position as the red Protoss, it is OyAGe.
And in the bottom left, our Zerg, it is Sziky. You know what I just realized, Machine? If Sziky falls here, he would be 0-2 already in the round of 8. And you think of Sziky as someone always round of 4, potentially making it into the finals. And I don't think the bracket gets any easier, right? Like, so this is just going to be a really uphill battle for him. He desperately needs a win. But at the same time, OyAGe desperately needs a win, because likewise, it's not going to get any easier for him if he's down 0-2.
Yeah, man, both these players, I mean, some of the best. We see such consistent returns from them each and every single season of BSL. It's crazy to me that, you know, both these players have started off, you know, not only with a loss round 1 here in round 8, but potentially 2. That's just unbelievable here. Looks like it's going to be Overpool out of Sziky.
Yep, Overpool, and then we have the 9 gate again. So we did see 9 pool versus 9 gate on Nemesis. What's some intricacy here with Overpool? Like, is Overpool better versus 9 gate, or would you rather have a 9 pool versus this particular opener?
You know, personally, I lean towards Overpool, but I don't think I'm the norm. I think a lot of top Zergs would tell you they'd prefer a 9 pool versus a 9 gate. There's just the ability to do a little bit more damage with a 9 pool, right? Like even versus a 9 gate, whereas like with Overpool, you really don't have great, necessary larva that you'd want to be able to get big damage. The lings are not quite in time, and you're still likely going to get your expansion delayed from this early probe. But I mean, you can recover from it fairly quickly here.
Well, he's gotta be careful. That's dead. Yeah, that's donezo, man. I'm watching it. I'm like, dude, Sziky knows how to moving shot drones. You gotta be careful. And he gets punished really, really badly. And now, like, I mean, Sziky can do whatever he wants. He could gas and go 2-hatch Hydra all in, bring it, even farther back than 2001. We could go 1998 style, PH Jester style. I'm sure someone in the chat recognizes that name, but the majority has no clue who I'm talking about. But really, Sziky, he's in definitely the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, 4 lings moved across the map, opted to get that initial drone, so that's actually good, I think, for Sziky here. He's not all in with this at all. Not really even expecting to get much damage done, but he probably will because he's Sziky. That gateway slowly being poked down here. Looks like at the same time, Sziky taking a far third base on the south side of the map as well.
Ooh. Oh, can't lose these zealots. I mean, we have no
so
SimCity at the gate. There's no forge, no nothing, man. Wow, still puts down the Nexus.
Yeah, I think he just kind of has to at this point. Here we go, third zealot coming in though. Nice surround though from Sziky. Probe coming into the fray, actually getting some big shots off.
Holy smokes.
But ends up falling here. OyA held. I actually think somehow this is better for OyA.
Oh, this is way better for QiaoGeGe. He needs to make sure that those lings don't get in though, but they do, and okay, luckily it is only 2, and one of them's badly injured. The fact that he kept literally every single zealot alive except for that last one that just died means he doesn't really necessarily need to worry about the front getting busted, because I don't think he's going to lose the front anymore. But he can't lose that zealot, man.
1 HP left on that zealot. No forge started yet either for OyA. And actually now we have 5 Zerglings into the main. That's much scarier than 2 injured ones.
Yeah, we do have a small counterattack. Well, it is just 1 zealot, so. But it does have full health, so we'll see what he can get done. 3 probes were pulled off, plus 2 zealots for this defense. He does pick off 2 out of the 5, so that's nice. But again, I don't know how Sziky just always surrounds, how he's always in the right spot at the right time. But this is going on something like 10 zealots throughout this series that have gotten picked off because Sziky's just always in the right spot.
Yeah, he's just so good at finding that sweet spot, that surround, to prevent the zealots from really being able to escape. And at the same time here, he's still got full reign in the main here. Core just about has just finished, and he's got 3 Zerglings still just trying to stack and get additional probe kills. Still at the same time, small group of lings outside starting to peck away at this gateway. And these 3 lings should give him the scouting intel he needs to know what this is. And yes, it's going to be Stargate. Looks like Sziky has 4 hatcheries.
This is a weird follow-up. 4 hatch, no hydrogen, no lair.
I think the hydrogen's just a little late.
Okay, well, what are you looking to do with this? Like, is this a pressure build? Are you busting? Is this transition into 6 hatch? What is this?
I think you drone and transition into 6 hatch here. I mean, he's getting that 4th hatchery for the additional larva to be able to, I think, produce more drones, right? The 3rd base is not in a location where it'll necessarily give him a quicker rally for something like a hydro timing. He just wants to, oh my gosh, hold that thought. We got Zerglings countering into the natural here, getting on top of the single cannon and forces a massive probe pull from OyA. But suddenly we have 6 zealots of OyA moving across the map here. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and
I
this
think
is
he wants to just build drones and lings here. Looks like.
okay, drone and ling man, but this is a lot of zealots moving across. What's it, 6, maybe 7? And a goon is going to be annoying.
Ooh.
I mean, doesn't do a lot of damage to lings, but it it does add up when you're just getting free shots. However, this is speedlings, and they might just go for a counterattack at the natural. There's one
Yeah,
cannon. That's it.
ooh, plenty of lings at the natural to defend against these zealots as well. And yeah, it looks like he's done it. He's getting on top of both of these remaining cannons at the natural. Once again, OyA going to be forced to retreat. But man, he's got like 6 speedlings inside the main.
Yeah, and OyA's army got split up again. I saw a zealot get picked off. Looks like a Sarah might rack up an overlord kill, but like you said, there's tons of lings in the main. OyA's done a good job to handle the lings up until this point, but now there's so many there, and the natural is potentially getting breached. 6 lings do a lot of damage to the Nexus. It could already be like under fire right now, like burning. It is burning.
It is burning. Oh, good call. Lings, though, going to get on top of the probes that were forced off the mineral line just to try to save
That
his own
might die.
Nexus.
It's dead.
Yeah, I think it's dead. Oh, man. Really unfortunate here for OyA. Looks like Sziky, I mean, just getting critical damage dealt with the speedling counter. And yeah, OyA just trying to do what he can to survive here. But the eco of Sziky has just been untouched at this point.
This is just such an insane call to me because OyA had one of the best ling defenses I've ever seen with his early game zells. That's another cancel, by the way, or a kill. It's a flat out kill. So that's oh my god, a full 400 minerals plus you lose your original Nexus. This is a massive tilt. I would say, luckily for OyA, this isn't, game 1, because this would ruin my mental going into game 2. I would just be so completely out of it. I would just be like, okay, just get me out of today. I don't want to play BroodWar at all.
Yeah, had plenty of those days myself, so I know what you're talking about here. Hydra's rallying in here for Sziky, though. Should be the final blow here. OyA trying to fight with his heart out here. 2 cannons, some zealots, and a dragoon, but inevitably GG is called there from OyA, and it's going to be Sziky taking the final game in the final series of the day to move on as the victor. So, wow, very well done from both these players. What a back and forth series, coming down to the final game, man. But as you stated, Sziky he's got that next level Zerg control that it's so difficult to train for.
Yeah, Sziky's control was just so crazy. Always picking out literally any straggler zealot, you're dead. Just I see you, you're gone. You better be with the rest of your family, otherwise I'm sending you back to Ire. I mean, it was just crazy. But I do have to say, finishing my thought earlier, OyA's defense at the natural with the 4 zealots versus those lings, those lings got full surround on those zealots, and he lost none of his zealots. I mean, that was actually incredible, which is why it was so insane to me to see Sziky ling, mass ling. Because if I'm Zerg there, I would be thinking, I killed no zealots. I know this guy has a cannon. Why on earth would I ever ling into it, right? Why would I ever do that? I didn't kill anything. But he found the units out of position. Of course, he knows that Protoss is going to move out. And once he moved out, he striked. And I can't believe he got that Nexus. That was so crazy.
Yeah, in the main, and got the second Nexus as well, man. I mean, Sziky just, making it look simple, making it look easy. Just doing Sziky things, man. And he will move away with a win in this group. So Sziky overall 1-1 today. But yeah, we definitely got to see some incredible matches across the board. Big Bonyth getting in there, taking a series off Sziky. QiaoGeGe once again moving in, getting it done. Mihu falling to Dewalt. Definitely, one of the more notable series we got to see from today as well. And yeah, Dewalt also taking a big series off of Zhanhun today too. So I mean, man, just incredible play all around from all of these phenomenal players, man, as you'd expect.
Yeah, I think the biggest upset for it's not necessarily an upset, but it's more like a surprise, really, because Mihu, he just doesn't lose ever in
Yeah.
BSL. It's not that Dewalt's bad, because I actually think Dewalt and Mihu are similarly skilled. But if you go back to last season or the season before, like Mihu just doesn't lose versus Protoss, which is surprising because Terrans generally struggle versus Protoss. So already foreigners off to a good start versus the Chinese player. QiaoGeGe was actually the only one to get a win today, so congrats to him. But Machine, that's it for today, man. We of course got to thank our sponsors, and I saw we got a lot of donations today. Thank you guys so much for supporting the BSL.
Yeah, guys. I mean, each and every single donation goes so far in continuing BSL season after season. So just big thank you to all of our supporters here. I want to give a special shout out here at the Bombastic General level, $100 a month. We have Star Lover, thank you so much. At the Colonel level, $50 a month here. We have Striker, Believe in Zero, My Fleeting Dream, Verrev, and Hashed Fuzzy. Thank you all so much. At the Bombastic Major Plus level, $30 a month. Thank you to Tim, Cause, Tupacalypse, Robert Groot, and Nientech. At the major level, $20 a month, we have Suricata, On My Way, Gordon Bradley, KJ, Daniel Lopez, LML, and Quark. Thank you all so much. And once again, just thanks to any and all supporters here. Whether it's $10, whether it's $2, each and every single donation just goes so far into creating, prize pool and helping support Zero week after week to continue his, tireless efforts at making BSL the best tournament in the foreign StarCraft scene. So thank you all so much once again.
Yep, I think you nailed it, Machine. And we are going to be back tomorrow with another 5 series, I think. I don't know exactly who's playing. I guess I have to check Team Liquid, but Zero was letting us know that Mihu should be in all the days so we can at least have one Terran playing because all the rest of them got eliminated. But that's it, Machine. You got any final words before we head out?
I just want to say thanks once again to each and every person who's tuning in here, checking out the BSL day after day. Obviously, we really enjoy your support. Enjoy you all tuning in, checking out some incredible BroodWar here. Big thank you to Zero once again, the man behind the scenes, pressing the buttons and flipping the levers to make foreign BroodWar happen. And of course, thanks to you, Nyoken, being my fellow co-caster for today. As always, a lot of fun, man, and hope we get to do it again soon.
Yep, I'm sure we will win in the near future. But for now, that's it for us and a couple other casters. We'll see you tomorrow.